want to know exactly why you want to do law enforcement. What makes you want to do it? Not the pay, not the people. What do you want for the people, and why are you doing law enforcement and want to become sheriff? Is it for the money?
No,
Then why?
I enjoy helping people. I like helping people. One of the main things is I was 10 years old and my dad was killed by a drunk driver. You and him, by the way, this is my mom. They were going to see one of my dad's friends that had a major heart attack in Cullowhee. And they were going up Black Mountain. State Highway Patrol started chasing a drunk driver in Cullowhee coming down towards Black Mountain. About a mile or so before they hit the mountain, Highway Patrol decided to stop the chase, hoping that the guy would slow down coming down the mountain. He didn't. He hit the wall that was in between the northbound, southbound. He hit that wall at, I think they approximated at 80 plus miles an hour, went airborne and landed on top of my mom and my dad in the car. He landed on top of their car. My dad was 3/4 decapitated. My mom still wears scars on her arms. And the only thing that saved her life was my dad chewed tobacco. And she despised it. And he put a chew of tobacco in right before that, and she got over into the passenger seat. But that's the only thing that saved her life. The next thing she remembers is hearing Daddy say, "What the?" and looked up and seen the underneath of the car. That trooper, he held himself accountable for that because he stopped the chase. He told us at the hospital if he'd have known this was happening, he would have personally run his car into him and run him off the side of the mountain. I can't remember the trooper's name. I can still see him, but I can't remember his name.
So ever since then, you've always wanted to be a policeman of some sort, whether it's police or deputy, what have you.
During the time that I was getting in law enforcement, Highway Patrol had a height standard, and I was too short. They had a height standard, so I didn't meet that criteria with the Highway Patrol. But this trooper, he went way above beyond what he had to do. He came to the hospital, then he took his own time to go get the guy because the hospital failed to follow the orders that were set. He broke his neck, but he was out walking around on that side of the road telling everybody that my dad hit him. But the trooper, when he went to the hospital, the trooper put a do not release order on him, and they were to contact the Highway Patrol. The Highway Patrol did not get contacted when they went to release him. They released him from the hospital. He lived in Virginia, did not live in North Carolina. He took off to Virginia. Donald Ray Word is his name. And if he's got any family, here's his. I'm glad. They released him. This was his 4th DWI. He went back to Virginia. Trooper come back on duty because he was off duty. He went to the hospital, found out they had released him. He contacted, at that time, they weren't that hard on DWI cases. It was about 6-8 years later that they got harder on DWI cases. They used to call it just driving under the influence. He contacted the state, his boss, the colonel, and the colonel was like, because they weren't strict on DWIs then, it wasn't an extradition thing. But he gave the trooper, if you want to go get him, you can, but we're not going to do anything. So the trooper actually took time off. He drove his personal vehicle up there. He had the warrant in hand from North Carolina. He drove to Virginia. He contacted the sheriff's office, went to the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office was very familiar with the guy. Wow. They went out and made the arrest, brought him back to the trooper, and the trooper, with his personal car, personal time, brought him back to North Carolina and put him in the jail. He could have said to heck with it, but he didn't. He did all that, and he didn't have to do it. Then when it come time for court, he came to court. Then insurance company started jerking her around, saying that some kind of form wasn't filled out, and they wanted to pull him out with a
He didn't have insurance.
Yeah, he didn't. I'm talking about our insurance, your daddy's insurance. That he died of a heart attack, not 3/4 decapitated, even though, because they didn't do an autopsy. So they started messing around with that and I won't pay. This trooper found out about it and he actually contacted the family and said, I'm going to be there when they exhume his body. Make sure that they do it with respect. They finally decided to go ahead and pay. The trooper came to the funeral. He's 3-4 hours away, but he still came at his funeral. That kind of put the whole thing of my career in law enforcement was to pay that trooper back for the way he treated my family during that time.
That's why I wanted to ask that question so people would see you are a human person. You have feelings. You're very compassionate, even to his mama. And when I was out getting signatures, I never had anyone to say anything bad about you. I felt it an honor to be out there doing it just to hear what people had to say about you. It made me very proud. And I really think the Lord is in this. I think you're going to become the sheriff. I think that the people will see that you are what Chatham County needs. I'm very proud of you. You've always been a good son.
And why'd you whoop me?
You wasn't perfect, but
Yeah.
you wasn't perfect, but that's why you're good now. But I want people to understand, to hear you, what you are, not what people are saying about you. And that's why I wanted you to tell that.